Welcome back to the Sideline Report. I'm Marvin Jackson along with Donna Hopkins and another guest, former NFL linebacker, Leon Joe. And thanks for joining us, Leon.
Thank you so much for having me back. I appreciate it.
I was trying to get him out of retirement.
Okay. Yeah, only been out 3 years,
Redskins need linebackers.
Well, Leon, we just had a nice discussion with the new offensive coordinator with the Redskins, and he's a pretty young guy. What do you think about his choice, them choosing him as an offensive coordinator, and the choice of Jay Gruden coming in?
I think the choice is going to be it's going to remain to be seen how good of a choice it was. Obviously, I think it's going to be some hurdles that's going to have to be jumped with his age. It's just hard on that level for a player that's been in the league for some time, that's had the experience, and that's put in the film work to be able to respect a coach that's younger than him. So I'm looking forward to see what happens.
Winning cures all things, right?
Yeah.
If he wins right off.
Right.
Winning makes it happy. Makes everybody happy.
But making it work is what makes it win, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you've been there, so you know some of the pitfalls.
Absolutely. I mean, players and coaches don't always get along. You have to have a cohesive unit. If if there's any feedback or people just don't respect him for whatever reason, it's not going to work. Okay. Nobody's going to want to listen to his plays.
Mm-hmm.
So when you looked at the Redskins and you assessed them from last year, what did you think about them overall as a team?
I think they had a lot of talent, and I think they underachieved. I think they could have did a lot better than what they did. They just left some plays on the field this year.
Do you think that had to do with the coaching and why they changed coaches?
Honestly, it's so much that goes into it. It's hard to tell sitting on the outside, but you could just tell something wasn't going right behind closed doors. So, and it leaked out every once in a while. When you ever have
every
players.
Once in a while. This past year was almost like every week something was leaking out. So how much does that destroy a team during the course of the season when every week, instead of concentrating on the game, you got all these leaks that come out every week?
Well, it's hard because, I mean, if you're trying to achieve a goal, you're trying to achieve it as a team, and obviously you have people that's being individuals on the team. They're not seeing things the way the group is seeing it. It just hurts the team.
What was one of your best coaches that you played for in the NFL?
Lovie Smith.
Lovie Smith. I
Absolutely.
thought you played for Lovie.
Right.
Okay.
I like the way he held us together. I mean, he really built the team to be a team. Mm-hmm. We hung out together. We did things together as a team. Sometimes he would give us practice off just so we could go out as a team. And just building that camaraderie really helps to win, because you learn to trust the person next to you. Now, when you're going inside the gap, you got the A gap, you know the man next to you is going to get his gap. It's important.
And so there's no real magic to making that work, huh? Just certain types of characters that a coach has to have, right? Certain qualities. I
think it's just quality time. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you miss that on that level because everybody has their own life. Mm-hmm. It's people are basically on the job, mm-hmm. and it's hard to get people to get together after work if that's not what they want to do. But if you put in the quality time, you build the relationships, now you can perform because you know the person next to you. You know what to expect from him. You know what kind of man he is, mm-hmm. and you know how he's going to come to work on Sunday.
So Tampa is pretty lucky, huh? Getting Lovie Smith.
Yeah, I know.
And I guess that's right, because they did need to bring that team together.
Was it unfair for him to be let loose in Chicago? I mean, it wasn't like he was losing all the time. But I guess if you don't win the big one, they're going to let you go, right?
Yeah, it is what it is. It's a business. And, teams have to do what they feel is best, and sometimes it's kind of up to the fans. The fans aren't
Lucky Tampa.
Let's talk about the Super Bowl. It's a big matchup with Peyton Manning going against that great defense in Seattle. You were a defensive player. Talk about that defense and what you admire about that defense.
Number one that I notice is their turnover ratio. They're plus 20 in the turnover ratio, which is big for any defense. If you can create takeaways and get your offense back the ball, you're ahead of the curve. And I think that's going to be the telltale in the Super Bowl. If they can create those turnovers and frustrate Peyton Manning, take away the passing game, they're going to have a pretty good day.
Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman.
I like him.
I mean, the guy's a competitor. I mean, he is very good.
I think, yeah, he's really good. I watched the interview after seeing what happened over the weekend, and you know, I think he kind of got played in a bad light. It was after the game. It was an emotional time for him.
He was still amped up and everything.
Right. I think he's a really smart guy. A bit immature, but you know, that'll come in time. What can you expect? He played well. He speaks well for himself, and look forward to him playing on next week. Or
Donna, will Peyton go after him?
Who do I pick?
Will Peyton go after Richard?
Oh, no, definitely not.
Okay.
If he does, it's a pick and it's headed the other way. But I don't think that you go out at him that much. I mean, he may get tested, but Peyton is smart enough to know that you don't want to keep going at him because sooner or later he might bite you. So, but it's going to be interesting. I want to ask you, as far as when you look at both teams, as far as just Seattle and Denver, Denver lost 7 starters on their defense. Who do you like between the two teams?
I like Denver because they have such experience on their team. If you look at Seattle's roster, they're really young, and you know, they have a lot of great athletes, a lot of explosive players, but that experience is something that you can't account for.
I like Seattle.
All right.
They're not going to be able to stop that running game.
Well, we're gonna give our final picks in the next segment. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, let's take another break, and when we return, we have a special feature. It's the ladies at the Salon Plaza talking Redskins and the Super Bowl. We'll be back in a moment.